Hello, Brian Benedus coming to you again. I'd like to invite you to visit our YouTube channel, Brian Benedus. I have a team who works with me, and they get my videos on YouTube, Facebook. You can go to my website, www.brianbeneduce.com, and you'll find all kinds of information there. But please go to the YouTube channel. You'll see our videos. We got 50 or 60 of them up there, and I'm reading my book and talking about each chapter as I go. But I want to do something real quick. Try and keep this under 6 to 8 minutes. How's that? Somebody asked me today, because they know I'm speaking in a school very soon, 400 or 500 kids, which I'm not going to lie, it's scaring the hell out of me, and I'll explain that in a minute. What my message is going to be. What is my message going to be? And it's funny when you think about it. Every talk I've had, my message was my book. My message was realization, realizing what it was when I was a little boy, what I felt like, and then all of a sudden the realization of exactly what I had in my 20s when I realized it was panic, it was anxiety, there was actually a name for it, and it was the realization of, okay, now it's anxiety and panic. Then I educated myself, and when I did all that, I write it in my memoir, Scared to Death, Do It Anyway. So the people that read it learn to trust the fact that I not only had it, but I educated myself on how to heal myself through my healing thought process. It did take a while because I've had it since I was a little boy. So when I realized what it was in my 20s, that's when I started my healing thought process. And the other part of the book is inspirational, and it is. And I'm going to say that, and I won't use the word humble because I get yelled at. Because I guess it's true that if you want to be inspirational, you have to have a means to an end. And the beginning, the anxiety level and the panic-stricken part, and I talk about it in my book from when I was a little boy into my high school years. It was horrible. It sucked. It was crippling. And into my 20s, it got worse, and nobody knew. And I built a company, a packaging company, which is one of the top in the country, and I'm very proud of that fact. But more importantly, I did it all the while going through this crippling panic. And it led to agoraphobia, which meant that I was petrified to leave your safe place, which in my world was my house, my bedroom, where I started my company. I'm saying I'm going to tell you everything I can tell you, and I don't want you to think I'm an egomaniac, because I'm not. I'm very private, and up until this book, nobody knew anything about me. And what I said in the beginning is true. You need to know the fact that I've monetarily made millions. I employ hundreds, and we're all over the place. And we are one of the top 10 plastic bottle packaging companies in the country. And I'm very proud of that fact. I have very successful employees, very successful salesmen, incredible partners that work with me. And I've been retired, if you will, since I was 42 years old, and I do business consulting. But what I'm getting at is, when they asked me what's the message going to be, it kind of threw me for a loop, because it's like, well, my message is really those three things. It's education of what it was, inspirational, because what have you. But then I thought about it, and there is a very good message here. And one of them, and the message is, I want them, meaning the kids, high school kids, or anybody that's got any type of fear, to live vicariously through me. And understand that if you read my book, it's 173 pages. You could probably read it in one day. But it's a very powerful book. And you'll know me very well, even if we've never met. And you'll also understand that I did have crippling anxiety. But more importantly, you'll realize that I built this company all based on absolute terrifying fear and terrifying thoughts. And even when I realized what it was, it took a long time for me to manage it. If you don't have crippling anxiety, What is stopping you from trying to become something that you want to become? Most of the time it's fear of being embarrassed, fear of failure. People always say that. What are you afraid to do? You afraid to fail? Yeah. Nobody wants to fail, especially in front of their peers. There's not one even 55 years old, I don't care if you're playing a pickup game of basketball and you're playing with your neighborhood buddies. You don't want to fail. And I'm just it's on a surface level. But it's true. Live vicariously through me. Now, I live vicariously through my kids. And when people say, don't live vicariously through your kids, I question that. Why not? And I'm going to give you an example. I didn't go to college. I didn't have a chance to play college ball, which is fine. It turned out fun. It turned out very well. My kids did. They played baseball and they played soccer in college. So every good hit or every good fielding play, I was happy. Every strikeout or every error, I was sad. Not for me, for them, because I felt bad, because I knew they felt bad. They let the teammates down, they let themselves down. Same with my daughter when she took penalty shots and she missed it, but when she got the great kick and won the game, it was awesome. So it was a roller coaster. But what I'm trying to say is I did live vicariously through them, and I still do. And they're doing fantastic. More importantly, I'm doing fantastic. I have made my money. I have my nice boat. I got houses all over. We travel all the time. And the one thing I've always said I've always wanted was freedom. And I have freedom. Freedom with my thoughts. And more importantly, well, that's important. That is more important. But also freedom to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And that is success to me. It might not be success to you. Whatever it is to you, that's fine. But go for it. Live vicariously through me is my message. Live vicariously through the fact that you're going to have anxiety, you're going to be nervous, but you know what? Do it anyway. And understand that you're going to fail. Don't be afraid to fail. I have failed. My kids have never seen me fail. That's another reason why I'm doing this. They're seeing their father, and I mentioned this in the beginning. I'm scared to death to talk in front of large groups. Well, guess what? I was scared to death to leave my bedroom and start a plastics company. But my goal was to be here in this boat and have all the freedom in the world. That was my goal. And my fear was imaginary. The fear was not there. I was the best relationship salesman you could make. The reason why I was so good at it is because I used to be a mechanic, so I knew how to fix problems. But the problem was I couldn't get in front of the people to explain to them how good I was. And that was holding me back. I always used to say that. It's like if I could just have them come to my house, I'd sell everybody. As funny as it sounds. I had to get in the car, drive to Maryland, drive to Pennsylvania, drive to New York, I'd fly to Arizona, Phoenix. Picture going through this crap and building up this company dealing with this. Can you imagine, A, how fast I could have done it if I didn't have it, how much bigger it would have been sooner if I didn't have this stupid, abnormal anxiety and panic that crippled me, okay? So now what I'm saying to you is, you don't have it. If you don't have crippling anxiety, but you have a little bit of fear, go for it. Go for it. But don't just go for it, go get it. Go get it. I don't care how many people you are competing with. There's my message. Screw fear, screw anxiety, screw it all. You want to become that thing, that person, then go do it. Don't say do, okay? And don't ever look me in the eye and give me an excuse. You don't understand. I don't care what it is you want to be. If you truly and honestly say that's what you want to do, then do it. I said, I'm going to leave you with this. I'm at 9:35. I'm going to go quick. I'm going to leave you with this. I said I was going to be one of the top plastics packaging companies in the country. And I said it all the while dealing with my panic and anxiety. I knew I was going to do it because every time I went into a place, I was so cocky confident because I knew what I was talking about. And here I am. And now I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be one of the top speakers in the country dealing with panic and anxiety. And I'm telling you, every time I talk, the first thing I say is, I'm going to tell you right now, I am scared to death. And it's not corny, I don't go, but I'm going to do it anyway. I tell them, I'm scared to death. This is one of my biggest fears, is speaking in public. But I use my healing thought process to get through it and get it at a manageable level. And now I'm going to say the same thing to you. Can you imagine if I didn't have this severe panic and anxiety? Well, guess what? If I didn't have this severe panic and anxiety, maybe I wouldn't be sitting on my nice boat here on a Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock talking to you. Maybe I'd be working for somebody else, doing something that I don't want to do. Maybe this is the path that, the reason that I had this tortured path, if you will, is to get me to write this book and to get me in front of people and explain to them, do you know how afraid I am right now? But you know what? I don't give a crap. I made it. And guess what? I'm going to do this too. So that's my message. I was fearful. I was panic-stricken. I became one of the top plastics packaging companies in the country. Now I'm telling you that on August 10th, I am going to be the August 7th, I'm going to be the #1 speaker on panic and anxiety in the country. And I am scared to death to do it. But I'm going to do it. And remember this video. It's 11 minutes and 40 seconds long until I push that button. But remember that, and hopefully that message will get to you. Thank you. Have a great day.